What's going on, guys? We're going to be tying up a realistic caddis larva here. Now this is a concept that I'm going to play around with just to see. Let me know if you guys think this is just a stupid idea or if you think this could be cool for realistic flies. Just whatever your thoughts are about it, please let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and start with some 0.3 millimeter solder. And we're going to get that wrapped up. Like so. Now to hold everything together just a little bit, I am going to hit it with some super glue. Now obviously metal on metal, it's not going to help that much, but whatever. So now I'm going to grab some 600 denier TheFlySmith worm thread here. And actually I'm going to come all the way up here behind the eye a little bit. Make sure I push that down. Sorry for my noisy chair. Once we get that snipped off, we're just going to work our way back up. And we're going to grab my 32 denier GSP, the TheFlySmith 32 denier GSP. By the way, all of this stuff will be in my link tree in my bio if you're interested in picking anything up. So we're not going for like hyper realism here. We're just going for a simple little realistic pattern. Okay, so now we're going to grab 2 pieces of ostrich herl. And we're going to get these on the sides here. Then we're going to grab some Caddis green latex, the TheFlySmith Caddis green latex. Then we're going to grab a second spool of thread here. This is going to be the TheFlySmith 32 denier GSP in the color beige. Now we're going to take this pale camel, this is the color code here, BR114, pale camel. This brand is Touch Twin Marker by Shinhan Art. And we're just going to lightly come over this a little bit, nothing crazy. And then towards the back here, make it a little bit darker. We're going to take this little olive color and we're just kind of going to add a little couple spots on it. Now we are going to wrap this up, and I'm going to do pretty decently sized open wraps here. Okay, now we're going to add some little tension as we get up here. And we're going to catch this off. Now usually I wouldn't come that far up, but this is very thin latex, so it's okay to come all the way up, because we're able to stretch that and get that all the way off of there, as you can see. Now we are going to whip finish this. Then we're going to grab our thread that we set to the side, and we are going to wrap up here and make the gills. And I like to keep these more towards the bottom. And this is a very simple pattern, believe it or not. They are time consuming, but there's nothing hard about these. And that color that we added earlier will really shine through once we put resin on. So please, again, let me know in the comments if you guys think that this hook is just another stupid idea, or if you think that the hookup ratio wouldn't be good, or what is your thoughts on this hook. It is a rather open hook, so I'm not sure about the hookup ratio, to be honest with you. It's definitely something that I will test. Okay, so get that secured, we're going to go ahead and snip this off. I'm just going to moisten my fingers here and just push everything down. Now we're looking like a caterpillar, and that's fine. So our first set of legs is going to be right here on this bend. Now we're going to use golden pheasant center tail for this. And typically I would pull off of the right side of the feather for the right leg and the left side for the left leg. But we're going to do it backwards on this because I want the legs to be folded under. So I'm going to pull off of the left side for the right leg and the right side for the left leg. The way we're going to do this is I'm going to grab one single fiber and I'm just going to pop it off. And you can see that it leaves this claw looking thing here. You can see it a little bit better right there. But that's the claw. That's what we're looking for. And usually I cut the excess on the end. But for this instance here, I am going to leave that part. And I'm just going to come in here and tie it straight on. Actually, you know what? We are going to cut that little tiny curly part off. And now again, we're going to grab the right side for the left side. And we're going to rinse and repeat all the way up. Just making sure that I've got these on here even. Cool. And then we are going to jump up a little bit. Now you don't have to stay perfectly between the ridges here. Matter of fact, I don't like to stay between the ridges here. Because then the ridges are kind of crooked, so it makes your legs look crooked. Also, a good pair of tweezers really helps, and I'm using these milli tweezers. You can get them on Amazon. Just type in milli tweezers. These are awesome tweezers. I have every brand of tweezers there are, fly tying tweezers, and these are the best, and they're not for fly tying. Which probably is why they are the best. And they're also very cheap. Now we're just going to come up here and whip finish. By the way, this hook is an Ahrex FW539 that I bent. So it's a very bendy hook, which I kind of like the bendiness, I'm not going to lie. They don't break, they just bend. So I've made the legs a little bit shorter as I've came up. And now we're going to come in here and snip this out. The reason that I leave this on here though, these long ends, in case we need to make an adjustment. And this is a pattern that, you know, anybody should be able to tie this. Just because it looks good or just because it looks difficult doesn't mean that it is. It literally is a simple pattern. I wouldn't tell you that it wasn't. I wouldn't tell you it was easy if it wasn't. And just be mindful here when you're cutting this off, because it's very easy to cut everything, and yeah, you don't want that, obviously. If that does happen, you can go back and fix it. You can restart your thread and fix it. Okay, so now we're going to come in here with this marker, and we're going to add more than one color here, but and this is with the 100 Walnut color by Master's Touch. Then we're going to grab the 98 Chestnut Brown color. And then sometimes I like to take this really light little color that I have and just hit the back. And this is the pale camel again from earlier. And now we're starting to look like a caddis a little bit. For our next step, I will grab some UV resin and I will make sure that my legs are exactly the way that I want them. Then we're going to come in here with some more UV resin, and I'm using a micro applicator swab. These are also on Amazon. And I always make sure to hit the lighter color first, because this color, the darker color, will spread down to the lighter color, and that's not really what you want. Might not be what, it might be what you want, that's not what I want. Now we got a little extra resin here on this, so I will come in here with a dry one. And I'll give it some tappy taps. Give it a little cure. And I'm using the UV Craft fly tying resin. This is my absolute favorite resin. Yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys for being here, and I will catch you on the fly.